Tutorial video instructions. This is a video. Students can and should often stop, start, and rewind the video to better read, hear, and understand the video content. There are 8 tutorial topics in the RMA Algebra 1 video collection. Each topic starts with a segment that defines the topic objectives. Students should stop the video and read the objectives carefully. Each topic ends with a segment that summarizes the topic takeaways. Students should stop the video and read the takeaways carefully. Students who master the video content will pass the EOC exam. Topic 7 of 8, Quadratic Functions. Objectives. Students will be able to 1. Identify the solutions, intercepts, maximum, minimum values, vertex, and equation of axis of symmetry.
Hi, I'm Ms. Castillo, and this is my student.
Eddie Rodriguez.
And today we're going to look at quadratic equations and graphing them and finding the solution to a quadratic equation. Now this is different than for linear equations. So what do you remember about solutions for a quadratic?
Solution is the answer. So basically where the graph crosses the x-axis.
That is correct. Great job. Okay. But also remember that there are other names for quadratic equation solutions. Do you remember those?
X-intercepts.
X-intercepts. Now, they'll rarely use that one,
Okay.
but there's a couple of others.
Let's see. Zeros.
Zeros, that is correct.
And I know there's one more.
All plants grow from
Roots.
Excellent. You got it. Okay, so let's look at this first problem. It says, what is the solution set for the quadratic equation x squared minus 16? Okay, now for a quadratic equation, don't forget that when we go to y equals, we have to make sure that all the values are all to one side of the equal sign. So we do want it set to equals 0.
Okay.
Okay, so let's look at graphing this equation and seeing if we can find the solution.
Sounds like fun.
Okay, let's go to the calculator. Let's go to y equals. Okay. And then we're going to type in our function. So x squared. Good job. Now let's graph it. Nice.
Wow, it looks like it's crossing the x-axis twice.
It sure is for a quadratic. And also remember, a quadratic is symmetric. So we do get a line of symmetry or a fold line.
Okay.
Now in this case, what do you see is the line of symmetry here, or the fold line?
It looks like if I were to fold this in half on the y-axis, I would get the line of symmetry.
That is correct. Good job. Okay, so here you can clearly see where it crosses the x-axis. And what points would those be?
Well, moving to the right of the origin, it looks like it's crossing at 4, and to the left of the origin, it's crossing at -4.
That is correct. So that would be the solutions, the roots, or the zeros of a quadratic function.
Wow.
Okay, let's go back to the answer choices and see if we see these solutions. Okay, so now let's look back at the answer choices.
Oh, look, there it is. It's choice B, -4 and 4.
That is correct. And remember that the brackets are telling us that it is a list. So this is a list of the two solutions.
Okay.
Okay. Now you try it. So here we'll pause for a couple of minutes so you can work through the problem, and we'll go back and review over it. Okay. Now let's look at this problem. It says the graph of the quadratic function r is shown on the grid. What is the solution to r of x equals 0? In other words, what would be the solution to this quadratic function?
Well, I remember solution meant where the graph crosses the x-axis. And luckily, I don't have to graph anything. It's already graphed for me.
That is correct.
So I can see that on the x-axis it's going by intervals of 2. So I have to be careful of it. So I can see that it's crossing the x-axis twice. It's crossing here at -6. And it's crossing +14.
Okay, that is correct. So here we have two solutions, but the question is asking just what is solution?
Oh, okay. So then 14 would have to be the answer choice because I've circled.
That is correct.
That was really, really easy.
Topic 7 of 8, Quadratic Functions. Takeaways. 1. Solutions, roots, and zeros are all the same thing. When you see these key words, find where the graph crosses the x-axis. 2. The axis of symmetry is the imaginary fold line that divides the graph in half equally.